All right, good afternoon. Here we are with video number 3 for the break room pattern plan. Second attempt, I might say. So here we are on our handout. We have finished talking about the restrooms, and we're going to talk about the plan for the break room floor pattern. So I mentioned this earlier that this is a very common enlarged plan. It could be a tile pattern in a bathroom. It could be a tile pattern on a wall. It could be a painted graphic on a wall. It could be or on a ceiling. For that matter, it could be wall covering that is, paneled in some particular way. There's all sorts of reasons why you would do a pattern plan. And yeah, any stonework, there's a whole bunch of different reasons why you would do a pattern plan. So ours is going to be a 1/4 inch scale. You're going to make a grid, and then you're going to put in a patterned hatch. Then you're going to make a hatch legend, put dimensions if needed. I don't think we're going to be needing any. And then under or to the side, you'll be putting the note in CA 3.1 for finish specifications. My first round of this video, I realized that this said 4.2 and 3.2. It is 0.1, or 0.01. So here for the equipment specifications, it should say A 4.01. And for the finished specifications, it should say A 3.01. So in Revit, what I've been doing is I've been creating my pattern plan. The first thing I did is I went to level 1 and I did a right click and I said duplicate with view, duplicate with detailing. I then renamed it enlarged break room pattern plan. I turned on my crop marks and where are my crop marks? Turned on my crop marks and cropped it down nice and tight and turned those off. And then I started making my grid. You guys are going to be using a linoleum tile. And it's going to be a 12 by 12 linoleum tile. So the first thing that I did is I started with the annotate tab and a detail line. And to make it easy on myself, I just made a line right there. And then I offset that by 12 inches so I knew where to start, and then I started, okay? Oopsie. Ooh. Because if I would have made that line on here, I wouldn't have been able to see it and blah, blah, blah. So then, and then you offset that, and I'll show you how to offset in a minute. You offset that a foot and you just go up and up and up and up and up. Then I started, and then I made a line in the middle of the door, and then I, pulled these over so they were touching that. That's where finishes are going to change. Finishes are going to change in the middle of the doorway. And then I offset that 12 inches or a foot, and then I started offsetting and making all of these. So you click on the line, offset, my favorite tool in AutoCAD. My favorite command in AutoCAD is also in Revit. Offset, and it gives you that little blue line. So and you just click. So as soon as it gives you that blue line, it could give you the blue line the other way, but I'm kind of positioning my mouse to go this way. So it's moving it that way. And I would want to clean this up. So it's in the column. So I would want to get it out of the column. Nothing, all of these other, nothing should ever be in your column. You want to move that out. I'm not going to do it all, but you're going to take the time to move all of those out of the column. So what ends up happening is this. It kind of depends on the room that you're in and what's in the room and what your budget is, all sorts of things. What I wanted to do for this room is the following. We're going to be seeing this wall much more clearly than this wall. So I just have a full tile, a 12-inch tile going along this wall. And then this ended up being about 6.5 inches over here, which is fine. We don't want to get it to be, a little 3-inch thing, because then it'll crack and, who knows what'll happen. So that's what we did. And then plus there's going to be furniture over here. So nobody's ever going to see that these aren't centered. And then I want a full tile by the door because I don't want some little sliver here, and I want this to be nice and stable and have a full tile here just because, a lot of people are going to be stepping right here. And then, so that means that there's about 8 inches, 9 inches over here, which is perfectly fine. They're just going to have to cut them and it's fine. When we get over to this side, we have this little tiny sliver. This is where our cabinetry is going to be. So nobody is ever going to see this sliver. And it's very possible that the workers wouldn't even put in this run, or maybe they wouldn't even put in both of these, well, they'd have to put that one in. But it's possible that they wouldn't even put this run in because it would just be completely covered up by the cabinetry. So have my grid in, and what I want to do is I want to do a pattern. So and everybody is doing a 3-color pattern. Okay. Everybody's gonna have 3 colors of linoleum that you'll choose later when we do the finishes, and we are creating a pattern right now. 3 colors of linoleum. There's a million different options that you can do. You could do some sort of checkerboard. You could do blocks of color. You could do stripes of color. Hey, stop it. You could do stripes of color. You could do zigzags. You could do diagonal lines. Stop it. Sorry, my cat is attacking my door thing. Anyways, and what we want to do is hatch the pattern so the workers know where it goes. Okay. I'm just going to do a very easy, quick pattern to show you what it is. Annotate region. It has the little arrow, and we want to filled region. And what we do is go over to our properties and change our filled region. And what we want is this transparent, because we want to see the grid underneath. If I were to do, non-transparent, it's just going to cover up all of my grid that I just did, and I don't want to do that. So I want to do diagonal crosshatch transparent. I'm just going to do some stripes. So I'm going to do a rectangle, and I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to do that. There we go. And then I'm gonna do that again. And I'm going to choose the diagonal down transparent. And I'm gonna do, what am I gonna do? I'll do, well, but I don't want 2 in a row. Let's see, I wanna do rectangle. Right, I'm gonna do that. And then I'm gonna do, so now I have 1, which is nothing, 2, which is this, and then 3, which is this. You could use, and so you could also do, so let's say I wanted to do some sort of, oopsie, some sort of checkerboard thing or something like that. I can also do, I'll do a solid gray. I can also do something like that. So then it's gray, and then I can grab it and copy it from the corner, and then, do some sort of diagonal something, checkerboard or whatever. Okay, so that's an option too. So you don't have to do big areas like this. You could do individual. Okay. So now I have my pattern. Everything's beautiful. I'm going to be putting it on my sheet, and I'm going to be making a legend. So I'm going to go to my view. I'm going to go to my legends, make a legend. Again, it's going to be exactly like all of your other legends that you've been doing. It's going to have the same line, etc., etc. And I'm going to make these little, make this 1/4 inch. Let's see, hopefully the text will line up. And I'm going to make little 1 by 1 boxes. 1 by 1, not 1 by 1. Yours will be 1 by 1, 1 by 1. Blah, blah, blah. I'm going to do it in here because this is going to just be easier. Hatch pattern. If you're not using these titles like this and you're using the given title bubble, you would call this hatch pattern, and then you would get the right title bubble. So then you're going to have your 3 boxes. One is going to be blank. One is going to be that. One is going to be that, because I'm going to use that fill region tool to fill it with the exact same thing. So it's going to look exactly the way it does on the plan. This is going to say Lin 1. This is going to say Lin 2. And this is going to say Lin 3. That means linoleum. We're going to choose this later. Okay. I don't know if this is going to be green right now. I don't know if that's going to be yellow. I have no idea right now. But we're going to be choosing these later. Okay. So you would put this next to your little plan. Okay. So we are going to have the title bubble. And this is also pertaining to any other sheet that you might be working on or for the doors. We want all of these things to line up, okay, as much as we can. So this might be the demo plan. This might be the construction plan. This might be the lighting plan. This might be the, what is it? The equipment plan. Maybe that could be moved over here, equipment plan. And then this is going to be the break room, like that, something like that. But this should line up. These should line up. The details of the floor plans should line up, etc. So for your door, for the A0.02, when you're putting in the door stuff, as much as you can, you're lining these bubbles up, you're, going up straight if you can, making sure that, they're ending at the same point, all of those things to make it look nice and neat, okay? So this would be your A5.00 with the demo, construction, lighting, and equipment for your restroom, and then your break room pattern plan, okay? All lined up and pretty looking. The hatch legend could go right there. You have those notes that you have to put on some of them. Those could go right below, or maybe you put in a little space in between and you put a little note in between. So you can decide on how you want that to look. Okay. Let me know if you need, and I think in the other video, I said I was going to do another tutorial about this. This is what I was talking about when I was talking about doing another tutorial. You're just lining things up. Oh, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, etc. You start at the top right corner, or sorry, top left corner, and you go to the right, and then you go back down and you go. So it's just like reading 1, 2, 3. So if you have 100 drawings on a page, or if you have 3, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They go in a row, okay? And when you put things on the sheet, you might need to move things around. I'll just open this one. You might need to move things around, and then number 3 is where the 1 should be, and the 2 is where the 4 should be, and all of that's going on. If you click on the thing and then click on the number, wait, no, hang on, click on the thing and then click on the number, and I could change this to a 2 if I needed to, okay? So you click on the drawing, and then you can click in the circle and you can change that, okay? You can't have 2 number 1s on a page, so you might have to make one like 17 and then, make it, and then after you make the number 1, number 4, then you can make this one number 1. So you can't have 2 of the same number on the same page, okay? Okay, that's all I have to say about that. Good luck. Let me know if you have any questions.